Whenever you're ready.
One moment.
You're good?
Okay.
Hi, dreamers. Get nice and cozy. Life is tough, but we're growing together. Late night growth talks.
We're gonna trigger warning this in the beginning of the episode, all of the things that we're talking about. Okay. We're gonna get into it. So if you guys have any sort of sensibilities towards anything that can be graphic or anything that can be upsetting, I suggest to log off the video or come back when you're ready, because we will be getting into some of that today. You're ready?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. No, I'm just checking, because sometimes guests are like,
Are you ready? You ready, Freddie? Are you ready, spaghetti?
yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Hey dreamers, welcome to another episode of Late Night Growth Talks, getting a sneak peek on how young, successful people in our society grew along the way. Today we are joined with a very special guest. You may know her from her broke college student makeup tips on TikTok, being a Bryant University Bulldog, the president of PEP, Prevention, Education, and Peers, an organization for anyone experiencing sexual violence and violence in general on campus, the tenacious and ambitious Alex Marceau.
Girl, ambitious is real.
Ambitious and
yeah.
Tenacious.
Tenacious?
Do you know what that means?
No, I have the brain of a 5-year-old. What does that mean?
Okay, so tenacious means like it's the same thing.
Heard
It's
of it.
like very determined.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're very like spunky.
Oh, yeah.
and you have wit.
Yeah, people would
And
always
you have
say
character.
Yeah, no, like people would always say like, oh, what's one word to describe you, especially in interviews, like job interviews?
Yes.
I'm like, okay, well,
You are ambitious.
no, for sure.
No,
I
think
always say
it's-
persistent because
That's true.
I don't even think of ambitious. I'm like, I'm not that ambitious. I can honestly be more ambitious. That's probably why. But I always say persistent because I annoy the hell out of people. But that's how I get my way. So if you're ever not getting your way, be persistent. It's actually a good thing.
Honestly, I think it's something that I admire about you, because I feel like there's so many things that people miss out on because they weren't persistent. And also, like, I always believe in polite harassment.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, with me, literally, to get the job that I have right now, I had to politely harass the managers. And I told Alex this like method that I used, and also it landed her job. Like, you have to harass people.
We
like, you have to harass people. And I'm not saying like be disrespectful, be horrible, but send them a couple emails, be in their face. And also most of the times they like want you to be in their face, because also they have so much going on and they appreciate the time that you put in into the position, and it shows better for you.
Don't actually harass people. That's
Don't
wrong.
actually harass people. That's wrong.
Don't really actually harass people. Polite harassment is basically just saying, hey, I'm trying out for this position, being respectful. Actually harassing people is never polite. So just don't.
No, absolutely.
Don't do it.
Guys, this is the intro, and Alex is also one of my best friends like in the world. We knew each other in high school, and we were both in the business academy at our high school, and we kind of stuck ever since. She's literally my wifey, and we both have boyfriends, but we both said that if like things didn't work out with them, we're gonna be like the most like power couple ever on this planet. So if you guys ever find out anything that happens with us in our relationships and we end up together, we told you.
No, if anything ever does end with my boyfriend, the current boyfriend that I have right now, I'm gonna tell you for real, like for sure. You're the first person that'll know, and I'll be like, okay, we're getting together. You can leave your boyfriend now.
I think
you're saved.
Honestly, that would make sense.
Yeah,
like it makes sense. And then if Lucas and Joey hear this, like I think they know, which is crazy. But
you have been warned. You have been warned.
Well, Mia is my wifey. Alex is more of my girlfriend, but Mia's like my best friend that I will never get with. Alex is like, that could be a possibility.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Mia's like my sister, but I don't know.
I was about to say like, this is traitorous. This is horrible. This is, I wasn't aware of this. This is heartbreaking personally. But then you said, oh, well, it's actually possible. I said, yeah, well, now I'm not that mad. So nobody out there.
Full intro is just me, like us, like low-key flirting, and that's horrible. Anyway, so Alex, I know that you got the invitation. You've seen multiple episodes of the podcast. You already know all of the sections, but just for the dreamers out there, I'm going to reiterate what the podcast is about. So we're separated into 4 different parts. It's the route, the climb, Dear Dreamers, and the dream. The Dear Dreamers section is a new section that we had where you guys can actually ask personal questions towards our guests. The route talks about all of the things that they grew up in, their traditions, where their family's from, all of that good stuff in their childhood. Then the climb is talking about their ambitions, their motivations, their habits, all of that. Dear Dreamers, I already iterated it. And then the dream is talking about where their final destination is and where they see their dreams taking them. Let's get into the route. So Alex, if you could describe how you grew up in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh my God.
We're in the weeds with the childhood trauma.
So traumatic. No, I'm just kidding.
Traumatic.
I used to think it was different. It's really not. Like, the more that I grew up, I realized that there's a certain generation, the generation of my parents, that a lot of kids that are my age have divorced parents. And during the time that I was going through it, I was in like 3rd grade when my mom legally separated from my dad. So that I didn't have knowledge on the world around me. And so I knew of divorce. I just didn't know that it was our family. And going through it as a kid, it was hard because every kid, when it happens to younger kids and a younger like generation and stuff like that, it's harder because they think it's their fault, and it's never their fault. Like, absolutely never. There are times where, sure, like some parents might leave because they figured out that they have a child, which obviously sucks. So I think it was hard. Hard is like the first thing that I would say. Definitely is misunderstanding, because obviously I was the youngest of my family. Like, I mean, the youngest out of my cousins and all that. And I was also a girl. I'm obviously a girl. So
Alex, we don't know.
well, we can find out after this. No,
Wow.
What do you call it? So there's a lot of stereotypes placed on me by my family. And I am still learning about them to this day. A lot of them were, I just didn't understand it, and I was like, oh, well, you know, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I can't do something. And I always had that in my head, which is why I'm such a hard worker. And with my brothers both being older than me, and I don't have any older sisters or anything like that, or any younger siblings, obviously, it was weird because I thought that I was just getting picked on because I was the youngest. I didn't think I was getting picked on because I was a girl. And then growing up, I like to sing, I like to go out, I like to be with my friends, I like to, you know, adventure and be out there. And I was being pushed down and saying, like, from my family members and people and their friends and stuff like that, like, oh, you can't sing, or oh, like, you can't be going out at night because you're a girl and blah, 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 and you can't be, like, walking alone, and now there's, like, a buddy system and all this other stuff that guys don't go through, and parents being different towards sons and then daughters, which is something that happened to me especially, which is crazy, which is what brings me to the 3rd word, which is definitely challenging. And the reason why it was so much more challenging is because not only did the separation and the divorce between my parents change the family dynamic, but it hurt me because when my mom separated, she started getting a lot more aggressive. And of course, it was a harder time for her because she had to reestablish her finances because she was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of the time. And then when she legally separated from my dad, her father was like, oh, you can stay with us, you can be supported by us and stuff like that. But she said, no, I want to stay closer to my family. And I was like, okay, that sounds really lovely. That's really a nice thing. And then she was struggling with finances, and then she started drinking a lot. And yeah. So she began drinking a lot because that was just her way of coping, which obviously is not healthy. And she didn't have anybody to talk to really other than my brothers and I, and she didn't really do it in a good way. So there were a lot of times where she would be drunk around us, her kids, which is, again, really bad on parenting. And then she would take it out on me a lot of the times. And my brothers, still to this day, if I ever told them, and I have before tried to, they would say, no, you're joking. No, you're not being serious. And I'm saying, like, no, she's, like, tried to disown me multiple times. Like, she's verbally been telling me, like, horrible things, and it's really hard for kids to go through. And I was a kid.
I was especially from, like, a parental figure.
Yeah.
Where you, like, where also you're, like, figuring out who you are, and then someone that's supposed to love you and help you along that journey is kind of putting you down in a way that you have to go the extra mile to reassure yourself.
No, yeah. So I was basically like the punching bag in a sense. And it happened a lot more so when I got into middle school, because I guess she realized, oh, like, she's not really being much of a kid. But then she started picking on me, my own mom, being like, oh, you're so weird. and I stayed close to you guys and didn't move in with my dad because I wanted to be close to you guys, and my dad had started getting into a relationship with somebody else, which she allowed. She fully allowed. She said, you can get into another relationship with someone. Obviously, you can't marry them for legal reasons, but you can get in a relationship, and she would be fine with it. He gets into a relationship, and then she starts talking badly about his new girlfriend, who is super nice, by the way, to me. And I'm like, I've been bullied in elementary school and everything. I don't support it. I'm not okay with it. I'm a very big, non-supporter of bullying, and I stand up to those types of people. So my mom starts bullying my dad's new girlfriend, and I said, this isn't right. Like, why are you saying all this? This isn't good. And then she starts lecturing me and verbally abusing me and saying that, like, it's basically making me feel like it's my fault for all of her, negative stuff in her life, whether it's financial or mental or familial, all that stuff. So it was really challenging for a kid who's like 12, 13 to start being like pushed and verbally beat up by somebody who's supposed to love you. And throughout the years, and I dealt with this for 10 years, I recently stopped it and pushed it away. I'm sure we'll get more into throughout this episode. I was dealing it for 10 years, and this is my mom, and it's, to a lot of people, somebody who you feel like you can be yourself around. Like, that's your number one person you can be yourself around and tell them anything, because that's who they should be. And around my mom, it was different because I never felt like I could be me. Whenever I was with her, I was like, okay, well, now I have to act like super strict on myself. Like, make sure you don't arch your back, don't put your elbows on the table, don't say anything, like, don't share your opinion or thoughts on it. Basically, as we were talking about it, whenever she says something, just say, beautiful, I love that. Yeah.
Yes, we have this inside joke because I was looking back, because I edit all of the episodes for the first season, and we looked back and I realized that I had this issue where I don't think I had any other filler words in my my mental dictionary, and I kept saying beautiful, I love that to every single thing a guest would say. So then I went back and I'm like, I need to find more filler words, and I studied. So now it's like an inside joke, like, okay, beautiful, I love that. Because I was saying that to everything, and we might come out with merch, like, beautiful, I love that merch.
I think that's definitely the 3 different words. And they're all like negative, which is
so
crazy.
Hard,
misunderstood,
and challenging. I love how we double down on like the difficulty.
Yeah.
No, but it makes sense. On that note, would you consider yourself an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert?
I've been waiting for this question.
You've been waiting.
I love this question. I think that I was an extrovert. Always, because I always wanted to be an extrovert, and I always wanted to put myself out there. And the more and more that I go through life now, I feel like I'm an ambivert, because I'm never going to be introverted. I love people. I love talking to people. I love learning from other people. But sometimes I just, like, my energy goes down pretty easily, especially if I feel like I'm not being heard, which I know a lot of people struggle with. And I can attest to that, saying, like, if I'm not getting energy from people, then my energy is going down.
I feel that.
Yeah, like, if people are giving me, like, good vibes and good energy, then I can, take that, double it, and give it to the next person.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Something that I think that we're very similar on is that we're both ambiverts. Both enjoy talking to people, but we both very much enjoy our alone time. Like, we need it. Our career path and, like, what we want to do and, like, talking to people is that. But I fully agree with what you're talking about when, like, the vibe is wrong with people and you have to, like, pull teeth to talk to them, and you're like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to talk to them anymore.
Right.
And it kind of kills the social environment. Yeah. And, like, sometimes it, like, you're, like, going home and, like, was it me? Like, was I the problem? Like, was this...
Which usually is never the case.
It's usually not. You're just not compatible with the people that you're around if you're feeling that you're not socially heard. It's usually just the fact that, like, you're just not in, like, people that are compatible with you, and it's not either their fault or your fault. It's just, like, it just didn't work out. So usually I think that's, like, the biggest thing with, like, social environments and, like, that, but I definitely feel the energy thing.
Yeah, especially with a group of people, it's very hard.
Group of people, especially, like, a new group of people where, like, they're more friends than you are with them.
Oh my gosh,
it's like, and then you're like, oh my god, and then you're like, know one person that's like a good friend, and you're meeting their friend group, so you're, like, trying to like shove yourself into conversation.
Either way, you're not really gonna get to where you want to go, but it's easier to do it by putting yourself out there, for sure.
I love that.
Beautiful, I love that.
I can't think about it anymore.
It's so beautiful, I love that.
I know, I can't. In light of all of the stuff that you've been saying, what things bring you the most happiness right now?
My friends, for sure. I I know it sounds like kind of introverted to say like my cat or stuff, but like
That is so not introverted.
I am trying.
Hello?
I'm trying to get him to be an emotional support animal for college so that he can come with me because
Also, we're probably going to upload a picture right here of
yes,
Fox
he's
and Ginger.
so cute. I love Ginger too. He's so like sweet and calm.
I think Ginger's also your cat. Like, I feel like, of course,
Kind
like,
of.
I think he's like, he's Etienne's cat.
He's Etienne's cat.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think Etienne's her brother.
Yeah.
She has 2 brothers, Lorenz and Etienne. So if you hear us saying those names, those are her brothers.
Those words.
Those words.
They're things. They're not even beings. No. I mean, I try to take care of him because sometimes he'll ask for favors, being like, oh, can you wash him? Can you like feed him? Whatever it is. And so, yeah, like I'll, help him out whenever. But it is mostly like his cat and then my cat's my cat. So yeah, my cats definitely make me feel better because, emotional support animals just make everybody feel better. And then my friends for sure. Like my friends here a lot. It's been hard for me in a new environment where there's a lot of people in my college, who people went to high school with people that they know, so they're friends with them in college. And then me coming from like a completely different place, literally nobody that I know is up there that I know. And then just trying to make friends with people and find the right people. So it was a lot of me pushing myself out there. And even now, like, I have groups of people, but I don't have any close friends other than, like, one friend, Elise, and then my boyfriend, obviously. So it's been hard. And so talking to my friends back here, you, Issa, all those people, like, help me feel better. And I'm hoping, like, next year that I, like, call you guys more often just because it does make me feel a lot better. And I do feel like you guys are, like, my chosen family because, obviously, my family isn't the closest, at least not with me. So like having a chosen family is really great, and that's kind of the people that I rely on.
Very common theme in the podcast is talking about like chosen family and the people that you decide to surround yourself with. We talked about it in Devin's episode, we talked about it in Nathy's episode, we talked about it with so many guests, and I feel like so many things, even if whatever's going on with your family, like you will find some sort of family. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing for anyone that's listening that feels the same way.
Even if it is 2 cats.
Huh?
Even if it is 2 cats.
And you're like everyone that's here in Miami with you.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Also, I love that. So you think like your friends and your cats?
Yeah, like that's
and your
more
and your boyfriend, of course. But like you consider him like family.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. And like his family is really nice to me. So every now and again, like I'll feel like they are kind of a part of my family, especially his Nana. Love his Nana.
Oh my God, the Nanas are always so cute.
Yeah. So he has a grandma and his Nana, and they have obviously the separate names to like be more clear and stuff. They're both very sweet women and have been through a lot, and they're just like so sweet. I feel like the people that have gone through the most are the nicest people.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say that. I think the people that have had it so easy are the ones that like are so entitled and so willing to run you over for anything. Like the people that have actually been through the depths of like the most hurtful, harmful things that you can think of are the sweetest and would give you like the shirt off their back.
Yeah.
Like they're the sweetest. So
right.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
You mentioned growing up in a divorced household. And not being very close to your family, how do you think it affected how you handled your future relationships?
Girl.
Guys, we're getting into the weeds.
Oh, no.
We're going into it.
I've been waiting to talk about this. So, let me lay back here for a second. So, it allows me to recognize a lot of different forms of manipulation, because I did go through a lot of different forms of manipulation growing up and in my family and bullying and all that other stuff. So it makes me realize what's toxic, what's manipulative, and I'm able to like call that out and be like, that's not right. And I do a lot of the time with my boyfriend if he ever says something that comes off wrong or it is maybe a tad bit manipulative, and I'm like, that's bad, right? You know why that sentence was wrong. So I think that's been very helpful, and I don't think you have to go through trauma to be able to like target that, which is why I've been developing PEP or like redeveloping PEP, because it did exist but it shut down, so I'm bringing that back to life. And I didn't even know it existed before. I was like, I want to do something. Kelly's my boss. She was like, oh yeah, like this is great. So redeveloping PEP, it's an education for students in college so that they can recognize different forms of violence and stop it with bystander intervention or just like building healthier relationships. So that's something that I'm so happy to be working on. And yeah, that's been really helpful to at least know about it earlier.
Yeah. You went through it so much to the point where you're just like, you know how to pick it apart now.
Not just that, making smart choices for sure, with your friends, with your relationships, with your family, and also empathy. I feel like the world is lacking a lot of empathy a lot of the time. I
Yeah.
see different situations like all the time, every single day, and I'm like, if we had more empathy, we wouldn't be as angry at each other. We would be more understanding, or at least we would give them a chance to understand who each other are. So
Absolutely.
it's literally like if somebody was crying about some person, like a friend, a close friend, or a family member, whatever, and they're saying like, oh, this sucks and stuff, I won't be like, oh, but that's like your friend, that's like your family member, you have to give them another shot. I'm like, no, they treated you horribly, you have the right to feel this way, and it's okay. Just make a healthy decision moving forward, and just being able to understand where they're coming from, understand their emotions, and be able to make them feel better and make them have a healthier life going forward.
Something that we talked about in Malika's episode, Malika, something that we talked about is that, like, I feel like in a lot of times where people try to, like, lift up other people up, they do it by dragging themselves down to, like, make their friend feel better. I say this, like, all the time, but I say, like, all people really want at their core is to feel, like, understood and seen. Just saying, like, I might not fully understand what you're going through, but I see what you're going through and it's valid, and I'm here if you need to talk. Yeah. And that in itself is so much better than be like like trying to solve their issue, because sometimes like you don't know the whole story.
A lot of people, certain groups of people, I will say a lot of women specifically, want to be able to feel out what they're going through and be able to solve it themselves, because that's so empowering and that lifts them up and that gives them the strength to be able to do it better the next time.
It's independence. A lot of my friends, like especially my friends that are girls, my girlfriends, a lot of them just like hate crying in front of people in general. So usually when you see like one of my friends crying, it's usually for like a very valid reason. I don't have like a lot of friends that are like criers, and when they are, it's just kind of most of the time they just want to like express their issue, but also they don't want to be like smothered and be like, are you okay, or is everything fine, like to be a crisis. They're just like, hey, I'm going through something, can you just like sit with me? And I feel like that whole smothering thing, or like trying to solve their problem, just show them that you're there, and if they're willing to come up to you, it will happen, especially if you're creating a safe space for them.
I feel like that also for guys as well, because a lot of guys have been told it's not okay for guys to cry.
I think that's so ridiculous.
I hate that sentiment so much. Okay to cry as long as it's not about something stupid, and you're allowed to have that time to sit down on the ground, let it out, and let yourself feel. But after a little while, you have to get yourself up. You got to say, I'm better than this, and I can do this, I can get through this.
Yeah.
And this is something that I learned through, like, in 8th grade from a language arts teacher. She's like, you can cry on the floor for like 5 minutes, but then you got to get your butt off the floor and you have to do something about it. And I've been carrying that through my life with a lot of different things, because I'll have a day where I'm like, I feel like crying, and I'll sit in bed and I'll let it out for a few minutes, and then I say, okay, I've had my time, now I got to get myself up.
No, yeah, like it's never a bad thing to cry, and I feel like so many people are just like, oh, I don't want to express it this way. And also, like, I feel like I disagree with you in a little bit, in the sense where like you can cry about stupid things, but don't like make it a recurring habit. You can cry like, oh my gosh, like because I have it where sometimes like I don't cry very often at all, but when I do cry, it's because of an accumulation of things. And then when the actual reason that I probably cry about is like because it was like the cherry on top.
Oh yeah.
You know, of all of the shit that's been happening. Like I feel like I'll be like a ton of shit will happen in a week, and like it would all be crazy, and then like I'll forget my headphones in the car and I'll fucking like let it rip. And I'm like, and that's fine. Like that is totally fine. But I agree with Alex in the sense where do not let yourself be sitting on the ground for days, rolling in your like despair over some crap, especially if it's not if it's out of your control. And even if it was in your control, move on. Like you're giving it so much power if you're sitting and rolling in your shit. Like it's too much. And move beyond that. Like don't be crying all the time. Like it's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to solve your problem.
Yeah.
Move on.
The way that I think about it a lot, and I will get real close so that you guys can understand this, because this is probably the most important part of this entire episode. Do not let it consume you. Because think about it this way. If you're going to be sitting on the floor crying about this thing that happened to you, whatever it is, big or small, the sun is still coming up every single day. The world is still spinning, and you, like, was it SZA saying it?
Yes.
You better live your life. We're running out of time.
Yes.
Okay.
SZA.
So get your butt up, look at the sun, look at the day passing by, the world rotating, and tell yourself it's going to be okay. Because at some point you're going to look back on it and say, wow, I made it through that. And it was really not as big as I thought it was.
Absolutely. I feel like in the time where like you can be crying over something, and then I think years back, like looking at your younger self, you can be like, why was I so upset over this dumb person? Or why was I so upset over this issue that I cried for days about? Why did I do that? Why was that? Things are never as big as you seem. They might seem super big in the moment. They're usually not. They're usually really not.
Yeah.
But that concludes the route. You did such a good job. I'm so proud of you.
I didn't even cry.
No, she didn't cry. Girl, this is the part that gets people crying.
You don't know. Like, how many times I've told the story, and I feel like the next time I say it, like, it's not going to overwhelm me. But every time it does. And so I have to think about it, because it's certain memories that make me well up with tears. So if I kind of glaze the surface and give people the general idea, it doesn't hurt me as much.
Because you think of it like objectively.
Yeah. And it's okay for trauma to continue to like bring up bad feelings, because it's a bad thing that happened. It's a horrible thing that happened. And to feel horrible about it is okay. But, you know, you moved on from it at one point. You were able to be okay with yourself, and you can do it again. But it's okay if like a certain memory, you know, brings up some bad emotions, just as long as you can bring yourself back to calm, to serenity.
And now we're getting into the climb.
It's the climb.
It's the climb.
I saw Ryan do
Ryan
that.
did it.
I know Ryan did it, and I said, wow, I was thinking about doing that. Never mind.
No, Ryan ate.
Yeah.
Ate the house down boots.
Yeah.
While at Bryant University, you joined an organization called PEP, Prevention, Education, and Peers, for anyone experiencing sexual violence and violence in general on campus. What made you want to be part of something like that?
So, not to like correct you or anything, but I didn't join it. It kind of fell out, and it just didn't exist.
Piece it back together.
I had this one moment where I said, because like I had friends on campus that were talking about these crazy individuals, mostly guys, because we're a 70% male campus.
Alex, remember the thing that, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
okay,
but remember the thing that we saw where it was like the two girls and we were talking about like how like surrounded by the football players?
Yeah.
In that viral video?
Yeah.
How disgusting was that video, first of all? Like, I'm sorry. You have literally, like, they were out of their damn minds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Alex and I were saying, it was like a life-threatening situation. The guys would be like, oh, dumb bitches. Like, so many guys that would say that about those girls. I'm sorry. Alex and I fully agreed. We would have ran them over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. If you're literally cracking the windows on my car, there's no way you're getting out of that.
Yeah.
Like, we're running.
And it's filmed and posted on the media.
No, yeah, men.
And you're gonna
men
act
be
like
acting
that.
some ways sometimes. Like, I'm not saying all men. Like, we got good ones. Like, we have good boyfriends. Like, I will say that. Like, they're proper gentlemen. They are very well behaved. We train them. But like,
You gotta get them fresh.
I'm
You
sorry,
gotta get them
some
when
of
they
these-
haven't had a
some of these men. I be hearing some stories that I'm like, who raised you? Like,
Yeah.
we need to like shove you back in the womb. Like we need another like
We need you to
retry.
restart.
We need a restart. We need like another chance for you, because this is like so like that is so ridiculous for me.
I
Also,
saw
who
it
were
actually.
those two girls that they were doing that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Are they okay?
also
Did they
the
make it
best
home
part-
safe?
I really hope they. I'm sorry. Why were they not running them over? Like, I'm sorry.
Right. No, I saw it on Instagram. I saw the reel on Instagram the first time I saw it, and I was like, first of all, deer in headlights, like, wow. And then I commented on the bottom, as you were saying, it's not all men, but why is it every man in this video?
Literally, and I'm sorry, it was the whole team of football players. Like, it was
Not
literally-
even, it was a crowd. It was
a whole
literally like the crowd
the football
after.
players, there was the crowds after the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like, these guys were like literally grinding on their car, on their windshield, on their roof. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, I'm sorry, like, women can never. I'm sorry, women can be ratchet, and I will say that. Women can be ratchet, but like the fact that men, like, I can never catch a group of girls doing that. Like, I can't fathom that.
Even if like two girls did it, there would be other girls being like, girl, what are you doing? You look crazy.
No, like, women have like, I think the sense of like
Of self-discipline?
self-discipline,
Of
freaking
common sense?
dignity.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
do men just not think that there's any like consequence for like anything that they do whatsoever,
Yeah.
especially towards women? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like,
and they wonder why there's a loneliness epidemic. And I'm like, guys, you lack basic skills. And I heard this before, and I'm gonna bring it up again. Guys are obsessed with this idea of top tier men. A top tier man,
the alpha men,
an alpha top
beta.
tier man is an average woman. Give me the list of what a top tier man is. Has a job, is responsible, cleans the house. That's an average woman. That's an average works out.
That's crazy.
I do that all in a day. Like what? I do that all in an hour. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've been doing this since I was like, what, 15? Like, get with the program. A top tier man needs to be reevaluated, okay? Because that should be what the average is. Somebody said the bar is in hell. It's deeper. If there's something below hell, it's there. Because this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Men used to be able to have a job and support the women and, you know, be respectable people and, you know, court their women and, you know, help them with whatever they needed.
And there was just like this gentleman. Like I was watching this movie, The Intern. Please watch The Intern. It's such a good movie. It's with Anne Hathaway, and I think, oh my God, I can't remember the guy, but if I remember his name, I'm going to put it on the screen. But literally this guy is like this older guy, and he gets put as an intern in this like bigger company where everyone's younger than him because they wanted to do like a senior intern thing. Okay. Where like, but actual senior citizens. So they brought him, but he was like a super awesome, genuine, like gentleman guy, and wore suits and would have like a handkerchief and would be explaining to some of these like younger generation guys, like, and they were like, oh, why do you have the handkerchief? And then it's like, it's to give to the women. Right. And to like take care of them and be like, and like, it's okay to cry, sweetheart, and like support them. And like things like that where I'm like, and in this generation, would it even like think of that? To like even in that regard, to the point where there were like suits made with a handkerchief section. Yeah. For women, like what's going on right now?
There kind of still is sometimes.
There are, but like also men don't wear suits anymore much. Yeah. Like it's very like, okay, like here's like my Yeezys and like these ugly ass shoes and like whatever, like Nike a Supreme and some dumb crap that you're wearing with the Bass Pro Shops hat, and they're all assholes. Like it's always the Bass Pro Shops hats.
Don't go to my house. It's my brother's room. Yes, way too many. It's every color. Way too many. Every color. And I'm not gonna say, by the way, I'm not gonna say that back then in the day that everything was perfect.
Oh no, men were also horrible.
There was still some nasty, ratchet behavior going on, but at least it was normalized to treat women well. It was normalized to treat women well.
And I think the gentleman's standard was higher.
Now it's not as normalized. Now dads are being like, well, do you want to go to the strip club? Do you like, oh, you don't want to be with this girl? Like, it's okay, you can talk to this other girl even if you're in this relationship. Like, you can just like, you know, test your options. Even though it's very disrespectful.
Oh my God, the fact that like Lucas's dad said that.
Not us calling it out.
No, it's okay. No, but guys, this is the point. This is all of it. And also, if it, great. Great. Fix yourselves. Why did you want to join PEP in the first place? That was a whole side tangent, guys. Right. But like, we're very well known for side tangents. But it's super interesting and usually within concepts. So yeah,
it needed to be said.
It needed to be said because that was so ridiculous.
But I'm glad we came back to the point. I had friends on campus who were saying that they were being treated horribly by these random guys going out in, you know, to parties and stuff. Which, we have a private school. Why are you like? There's only so many people here. Yeah. Like, we know you by name. So they were saying that they were having these horrible, weird, you know, interactions with these people that were unsolicited and unwanted. And I was like, wow, there's a real problem on here. And it's not just our campus, it's every campus. We have a private campus. We have a small problem. There are other campuses that have huge problems. So I thought to myself, because I wanted to do something. I always have this feeling that I want to do something to make the world better and have some type of like leadership and movement into the world. And so I knew Kelly. Kelly is my boss, and she works for the student case management office, and she basically handles a lot of different problems like this on campus and works with Title IX to help these students get to a safer place. And so I went up to her and I said, I want to start something on campus where we like stop violence, we stop sexual assault, we stop violence in general, bullying, harassment, all this other stuff, and we create like a student org that makes this change. And she said, well, actually, this is really great because we already had something just like this. You can restart it. So that was what PEP is. It was basically me coming to her and saying I want to change campus, and she gave me this baby that was already semi-developed.
It had like some roots.
It has, and that was so great because a lot of the time I don't know exactly where to start, and so it had somewhat of a foundation, and I was able to just be able to build off of that. So going through college now, I'm able to continue to grow that and hopefully get a lot more traction, and my whole idea with it is to hopefully grow it to be able to go to other colleges as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think up with an organization or coming up with an idea and starting things from scratch is really hard.
Yeah.
Like, I think the fact that you had the opportunity to already have something that you wanted to do established, so you didn't have to dig your hands in the dirt creating a concept, it was probably like the best thing that you could have done. No, I think that was like such a cool thing for you.
Thank you.
I love that.
Also, I'm since like Alex's like biggest cheerleader. Like every time that she does anything good, and like have you seen like the thing with like the Lightning McQueen where it's like Lightning McQueen?
And it's a little kid.
It's
Yes.
a little kid. That's literally me with Alex all the time.
Yeah.
So you're now in a healthy relationship. What things do you now realize that were wrong in past relationships that you didn't realize at the time?
I was delusional. I was a professional delusional girl, and it was so weird, like being younger and being in those relationships. There are times where obviously I want to go back in time and change it and like not do it or do it over or whatever, or make smarter decisions. But obviously not having the greatest support at home and knowledge and be able to talk about it was probably why I made a lot of those stupid decisions, because family does really help lead you in the right direction, hopefully. So I was getting into a lot of these relationships because I always wanted the attention, and at the time I was like, yeah, a guy's attention is gonna fix that. It's never the case. It's never the case. If you think in your mind that the top priority in your life is finding a guy or being in a relationship with a guy, a girl, or a partner or whatever, it's not the case. Feeling whatever space, whatever gap in your life you're feeling, it's not going to be fixed with a partnership, because a partnership is supposed to be when you are fully ready and set. You know who you are. And I wish I knew that back in the day, because I wouldn't have made a lot of these crazy decisions. And being able to kind of develop who I was, especially with the help of my friends, especially Diana.
The way that I would be. The other day, Alex was like, Diana, I feel like no one really told me. And I'm like,
No, I did not say that.
no, what did you say?
I said, girl, I wish you would have told me a lot more, like, heavily. I felt like you were just saying, like, oh, you know, like, it's okay because it's you. And
Oh, no,
you were
girl.
like, no, we were telling you straight to your face.
I was like, if screaming was an option, I was basically screaming in Alex's face.
I wish you
and,
would.
like, doing everything I could have.
I wish you would. I really wish you would scream in my face and be like, this is trash.
Oh,
It's
girl, I
nasty.
really tried to, but also, like, I feel like when you're so in it, it was so delicate that I can't be screaming in your face. Because then also, it's also not your fault. So, like, it was just to a point where, like, I had to let you go through it.
Yeah.
And I feel like just advice for any friends that are, like, having someone that's, like, in a toxic relationship that's going through something, and, like, you are telling them this over and over again, and you feel like they're just constantly not taking your advice. They are hearing you, but it's not their time right now. And you have to just let it go, because there's a lot of times where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know why, like, this person won't leave this person, and, like, I don't know why she won't get out of this relationship, or, like, I feel like I should be doing better, but it's not your choice. And, like, at some point you can give them as much support as you can, and that's why I feel like I kind of, like, let off a lot.
And I did choose to be in that. I wish I didn't, obviously. But I chose to be in that, because I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want.
Yeah.
It's not.
What do you feel like you learned, like, from now being in a healthy relationship? Like, what was
I learned
like,
that older guys are not mature. Just because they're older, a little older, or a lot older, does not mean they're mature. Okay. You can find somebody in your age range. And I'm saying, if you're younger, obviously, like, probably the same year as you, maybe 1 year younger or older. Sometimes even younger people. Like, my boyfriend's younger than me, and he's way more mature than any of the other guys I've been with. And he listens and he grows. And that's something that was really hard to find. And that's what I needed. So I think it was finding somebody, not that I was like, oh, this is somebody that I could be with and I want them. They're not exactly who I need, but I can change them to be who I need. And I've heard that. It's nasty.
I've heard that so many times.
You can't change them. No,
they will not change.
You can change, like, if they're wearing like this one color t-shirt and you hate that color on them, maybe you can change that. But their personality you cannot change.
No.
So it was finding somebody who filled what I needed. And what I needed was somebody who listens to me, somebody who cares about me, somebody who I can vibe with. And I think that's just different for everybody. Sometimes people want to care for someone else. And so it's different. And also, like, people can be cared for in many different ways. I liked somebody who took action and would do things without asking. Like, I didn't want to ask them, can you, like, you know, do the laundry? Can you help me with this thing? Can you, like, you know,
you wanted someone that was a little more assertive.
For sure. Not just that, but like somebody that is like, oh, this is a really nice thing and I think that they will like it, and they're just gonna sit there and do nothing. Like, no, I needed somebody who was like, this is great, I'm gonna do it for them. I think this is great for everybody, and I wanted to mention this, is that finding who you want to be with, you have to be whole. Like, you can't be like, I'm in such a hard place in my life, I need a relationship, because it's not going to solve
It's not going to do anything for you. Because also something that I will say is that you will attract, I remember I saw Lizzo do this, like, she did this interview with another podcast that I love, and she said that if you are in a nasty spot in your life, you will attract the nasty energy that you are feeling right now. If you are not fully whole and fully confident and feeling like, okay, I'm ready and I'm like fully okay with myself, usually that's the time when someone that you've been waiting for, or someone that you feel like is capable of being in a relationship with you, will fall into your life. Like, it usually happens in a time where you're just very content with yourself, where you get that dream person. It is very rare that and of course you're going to get all of these nasty, crummy, gross people when you're feeling nasty, crummy, and gross about yourself. You're going to attract what you're giving. Like, it's the same thing.
You need to know your worth, for sure.
And I feel like attraction is very, like, big on, like, if you're feeling yucky, you're gonna have, and it's the same thing with friends.
And I feel like a lot of different groups of people that maybe have a harder time finding relationships, like maybe LGBTQ plus relationships, trans relationships, those people have this feeling like they are more aggressive towards being in a relationship and not being in a healthy relationship. And I feel like they should take the time to also be like, well, I can't have a partner that's like this, and they should take a step back and say, maybe this isn't, like, I don't need to be so aggressive on trying to find somebody, because I will find the right person. I just need to find the right person. Also, something that like, of course we're talking about this for a while, but something like the last little, like, tidbit that I wanted to add in, do not be so focused on physicality. I get that you have a type and you want someone that's healthy, and that's totally fine. My boyfriend, when I met my boyfriend, I found my boyfriend attractive. He was not, like, my type on paper. Yeah. He was not. Like, he was not, like, my type on paper. I found him super attractive when I met him. But it was not just because of, like, oh my God, this, like, fine guy. Like, no. Like, most of the time, it is such an attractive thing with personality. Yeah. And, like, so many people are, like, writing people off, and, like, you guys have probably done it, where you just, like, write this person off because they're not on your checklist, or they don't have, like, oh my God, I want someone that's exactly like me. I want someone that's like this Build-A-Bear, like, of a boyfriend or person or partner. You're probably not going to get that. If you were blind, probably not going to get that. If you were blind, what would be keeping you in that relationship? If you couldn't see, what would be keeping that in your relationship? That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, put it like that. Studying business in a private university away from home, what pushed you to stay so driven and ambitious in your academic and personal goals? I wanted to continue to make myself better. Being in high school, I was really, like, it was a turning point for me. Trying not to focus so much on social life and focusing more on, you know, grades and clubs, and being more well-rounded and prepared, because after this, it's life, you know? Yeah, life. And so that really hit me like a bus, and I wish in high school I would have been more driven, but I was surrounded by people who were driven, and that inspired me. I feel like you were very driven in high school. When we met. Yes. After we met. But in the beginning, like freshman, sophomore year, it was very much like, I just want to be seen and liked and popular and whatever. I feel like also, like, because also Alex and I started in 2020. Like, no one, like, I feel like everyone felt so isolated. So just, like, the socialness, like, that we were lacking, I feel like all of us were trying to just find friends. Yeah. I'm just glad that I found the right people.
Yeah.
For sure. And so it took the whole 4 years of high school to fully create this mindset that I want to focus on my academics and be a good student, and then focus on my career. Academics and my career were just top priorities going into it. It wasn't boyfriends or being popular. And I found like, you know, sororities and clubs and stuff to be really fun, but it wasn't my top thing. And I'm glad that I had been involved in different clubs and stuff. I think that's very important when you go into college, especially one that's far away from home. So that you can get to do stuff and be out and learn stuff about campus. But obviously at the root of it, your academics is what it meant. The root. It's the academics and your career, because being in college, your journey through college is really going to set you up for careers. So if you're being really bummy in college, your career is going to be bummy. If you're going to be proactive and driven during college, your career will be set up and you will be successful.
Yeah. I feel like, no, I agree with you. Absolutely. I feel like something that like a lot of people that don't realize when you're young, I preach this and I will preach this till the day I die. When you are young, you are preparing yourself for everything that's ahead. And if you are skimping on the things like that you're not doing right now, and let's say like, oh, I'm not doing this assignment, I'm not joining this club, I'm not pushing myself, you will be paying for it later. And right now, while you're young, it's cheap. Things are cheap. You're with your parents. You're with, you have some sort of something. Things are going to be so much more costly as you get older. Because imagine building social skills and building networking as what, like 18, 19-year-olds, like in like being a college student where it's acceptable, versus being 45 years old, networking and still finding out who you are.
Yeah.
The weight is going to be so much heavier. The price is going to be so much higher, and you're going to feel the difference. Like, so please, when you have the time now, take the time to develop yourself and push yourself, because you will pay for it later. And it will do nothing but make your life easier while everyone else is struggling. Like, push yourself harder. Like, that's all I would say. Like, just push. Like, I get it. And I get that it might seem frustrating and whatever. And like, it's odd because other people might not be doing it.
Right.
Push yourself. Please, like, do things that you think you can't do. Do them.
Especially
you
while
won't regret it.
While you're more physically able to.
You're physically able to. You have less responsibilities. You're not paying your mortgage. You don't have kids.
You have more time.
You have time.
Yeah.
And time is one of the most valuable things. Time is the biggest currency. Someone that is 40, that is a billionaire, would drop all of their money to be 19 again.
Or younger even.
Or younger. Like, to reset time.
Like, if I was 3 years old, I'd be a prodigy. With all my knowledge, I'd be a prodigy. That's what I would do. Yeah.
I feel like I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't be like a prodigy.
I feel like it would be odd.
I can't do STEM. I'm sorry.
I feel like, of course, because time is the biggest thing, because I think that's the one thing you can never get back.
No, yeah.
Money, you can always come back. You can always get your money back. You can always have a friend back. You can always get your car back and buy a new pair of pants, a new pair of shoes. All of the superficial things. Time is the one thing that you can't get back. Use your time.
For sure.
Okay. So anyway, so that is the end of the climb. You're eating every single question. Like, you're doing it in like such a relatable way. And I know that like so many people and all of our dreamers out there would love like to hear your perspective on like all of these other questions. And speaking of you dreamers,
you're forced to listen to me.
No, absolutely.
You guys can't tell me to shut up now. You have to listen to me because you chose this.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So speaking of reaching out to our dreamers, this is the beginning of Dear Dreamer. So these are all the questions that you guys decided to drop for Alex. So these are all directly from them.
I'm so interested.
From all of our viewers. So we have 3 questions.
Okay.
Also, usually I only pick 3 questions.
Okay.
We got a couple more.
Okay.
I only picked 3.
It's okay.
Okay.
So like famous.
It's so exhausting getting messages from the dreamers. How did you cope with trauma, especially experiencing disrespect from men, and maintain your self-worth?
I will say my trauma did not really come from men that much, because it was easier for me to move on. My trauma really came from my family, from my mom and not being understood by the rest of my family. Because I would tell them, I'm like, my mom is treating me bad. Like, she is doing this and that and the other thing, and they were not accepting my truth. So that's where my trauma came from. The boys, that's what I was doing to cope with my trauma. And so I think that's misunderstood. I don't have trauma from guys, really, because I can stand up now and be like, they were stupid for doing that. That was ridiculous. That was like something I couldn't even come up with, you know. It's definitely not trauma. It was like a coping mechanism, and it wasn't a healthy one. I think a lot of the time people think of coping mechanisms, oh my God.
You got it? Mechanisms?
As smoking, drugs, and alcohol and substances. It's not always that. Sometimes it's coping is, you know, taking out your anger on somebody, like how my mom did with me. That was a coping mechanism for her, and it wasn't healthy. And then for me, it was like getting with, you know, some guys and hoping that would make me feel better because it made me feel valued in a way that I wasn't valued back at my home, and it wasn't healthy. Every single time I would do something stupid, like get with some guy just because he gave me like a second of attention, and then he would, you know, cut me off, I would cut him off, whatever, and I would be sad about it, and then I'd be like, I'm worth more than this. And so that was how I coped with that. If you're going through trauma with a relationship, always know if it ended in a bad way, if they let you go, you are worth more than that relationship. You're always worth more than a relationship because that's just a part of your life. It's not your whole life. So yeah.
I think even I feel like with me, like I think the biggest thing, like I think the only relationship that I feel like is very, very valuable is like who you get married to and have kids with. Even though like you come from a divorced family, I feel like probably going forward, and with me too, I feel like I'm gonna be so careful.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I pick, because I feel like the two things that like, no, the one thing that's like the biggest decision you can make, everything else can be redone, is like who you have kids with, and who you have a family with, and who you marry. Because I see marriage as like you're marrying this person, like you're dying with this person. Yeah.
And I will say, as a piece of advice, don't let your expectations for your dreams for your life cloud your judgment when it comes to people. Like, you don't have to get married at a certain time. You don't need to have a specific wedding or a specific suitor. It's not always going to end up the way that you want it to.
I love how you said suitor.
Suitor.
No, that's such a word that's not used. It's giving Bridgerton.
They need to come out the next season now.
Oh my God, I loved Bridgerton. Loved.
Yeah.
I just finished the 3rd season of Ginny and Georgia. I don't know what was going on in the 2nd season, but the 3rd season like was amazing. So if you guys want to watch Ginny and Georgia, please. So, dear dreamer, what is it like studying business far from home, and how do you stay true to yourself being so far away?
It's so interesting because I'm kind of pushed to be myself in such a place, because obviously I'm from Miami, I'm from here, and this is such a diverse city, and then going up there, it's, I don't want to be rude, but it is kind of copy paste. Everybody's living kind of the same life, coming from the same places, and they're all the same, like mostly the same ethnicity. I'm not gonna lie. So that was
they're very white.
They tried to like push culture into the school, which is great. There I was like feeling a little bit more at home because it was like different, like foods from different cultures that I'm known to eat because it's from like Miami. Miami has all the cultures, and so they're bringing the cultures up there, and so I'm like, this feels more like Miami. But it's so weird because the people up there have this set mindset about like it's just them and no other cultures and stuff. So I think for being in college, it's changing their mindsets, and that's what college is supposed to be. It's supposed to be changing your mindset to be knowledgeable about the world around you. But staying true to myself, it's pretty easy because I know who I am. If you're going to a college that's far away from home, that's different. That's a different area, different culture from yours. Know who you are. Just be confident in who you are in yourself. To be able to go through it, it's nice because that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a change. I was looking for something new, and it is different and it is new, and it's interesting to me because I get to learn more about that kind of community. So, yeah.
I feel like you didn't have much of a problem. Like, you were just like, nah, I know who I am. I'm just here.
Can't be with, copy and paste versions of yourself because then you're not going to learn anything. But finding people who had the same mindset as me, in a sense that they wanted that community, that they are kind and respectful individuals and just go through college together, kind of a thing. So yeah.
No, I love that. Dear Dreamer, how did you balance running an organization and keeping up with your social life while keeping up with school?
It's actually really easy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like
but all these questions, she's just like, like all of these people, like all of you guys that are literally coming up and like asking, like, oh my god, I'm struggling with it. It was pretty easy, actually.
Because my like upbringing was so challenging. As I was saying, upbringing was so challenging that when I have an idea, I have a plan for it, I have a goal for it, and because I didn't have so much support growing up, I have the independence to be able to do things like this like easily and be able to balance other things, and being ambitious and being driven for those things is just part of my nature to continue to want to do more. And that's something that's crazy to me, is like people are asking me to find a niche. Like when I met Michaela, she told me that you need to find a niche, and that scared me because I'm a person who wants to do everything, and that is obvious in my college. But it is really easy to do it for me because I set myself up for success. So if you're trying to juggle a bunch of stuff, you have to come up with a plan. Download Google Calendar, get a planner, get a journal, write your thoughts and feelings down, sit down with yourself and think, what do I want? What do I want to do? What do I need to do? So put your needs down. I always create like a calendar of my schedule, my class schedule and my work schedule. And I write down everything, and the clubs as well. And I realize what time I have, what I do, and like what am I doing in my job? What am I doing in my class? What can I do to, make it easier for me? Because in class, there are some classes where they don't allow laptops, which is ridiculous. And most of the classes, they allow laptops. So I'm able to, listen to the lecture, be able to do the work, and do work for another class. Can find a job where you're sitting at a desk and not really doing much. Pick that job, because that will set you up so that when you're not doing anything, you're doing homework. You're studying for your test.
And you're getting paid.
And you're getting paid for it. That's like the biggest college hack, because then you can sit there and you can work on things that you would have to work on later, and now you don't need to. So you have this free time now because you're kind of multitasking when you're not really multitasking. You're just sitting there and doing your work. So definitely do that. And that's how I'm able to balance everything, because I'm just sitting there doing nothing. So I'm doing whatever else I need to do. Yeah.
It's so easy. You were just like, trauma with men? No. You were like, what is studying? Oh my God, business. Like, how do you stay true to yourself? It wasn't hard. How did you balance running an organization? That was so easy.
Well, that's my experience personally, and my experience is different from a lot of people. My experience is definitely like if you're in an out-of-state, out-of-country college, and you're literally on campus all the time, and then I'm just like sitting on campus all the time.
Yeah, with me, I feel like a work study job would not be for me.
I work to my house, my dorm. I just like walk there, and I'm like never in my dorm anyway because I'm around campus and stuff, because they have a lot of things there. I'm eating on campus, I'm sleeping on campus, I'm hanging out with my friends on campus, everything. And a lot of the time, if you stay on campus and you experience what's going on, you'll find a lot of really cool, interesting things that you didn't know existed before.
I've seen that. I remember staying like in the time where like everyone in the dorms is like coming out and like going to like, I guess,
especially
like,
weekends.
Yeah, weekends, and like coming out to play and like do some stuff and like hanging around at all the campus spots and going to like volleyball and like you're like seeing the sand volleyball and people just hanging around.
I love playing beach volleyball, but it's like you can only play it either in the beginning of the year or the very end of the year because it's always cold.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, because I keep forgetting that like it snows where you are.
Yeah. It's the north.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the end of Dear Dreamers. Yeah. So you've been doing great. Like it's been so smooth, and I'm so proud.
I'm a yapper, professional yapper.
No, I'm a proud mama. I'm a proud
PhD in yapathology.
Even though, Alex, you're older than me.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you am.
Yes, you am.
Yes, you am.
Yes, you am. Yes, you is. Stop.
No. In light of that, let's start with the dream. So, what does a dream day in your dream life look like?
Been thinking about this all day. First of all, I'd be in a whole like different country, different place, and it would be with my friends. It would be like Bali or something, or Bora Bora. Actually, Bali.
Like very tropical.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Like I feel like tropical, but also kind of it would be tropical but established, honestly. And I would be there with my friends, my closest friends, maybe my boyfriend as well. Maybe. I'm just kidding. Oh, maybe.
Or maybe
it's
just
a girls' trip. You're excluded. Be there with my friends for sure. My boyfriend probably, just because I want to have adventures with him as well.
Yeah.
But
I feel like also he'll invite his friends, and then you'll probably go out with your girlfriends, and then you guys will probably have your own time.
Yeah.
And that's,
I
like,
would
very
say
healthy.
definitely like sleep in. I wouldn't sleep in until like 10 or something. It would definitely be like maybe 9:30, and then just be up like
I love that you're an early riser like me. I like that.
It's not
Because
even
so many
that
people are
early.
like,
Okay.
it's not that early.
My dad gets up at like 4:45.
That's like my mom.
And then he gets up on the weekends at 6. But yeah, so like 8:30, having like a morning where, you know, we're getting ready, we're chilling, we're hanging out, maybe like doing some yoga together, just
Cute yoga.
to like wake up and stuff, hang out, talk, and then going out. I'd say probably go out for some food, whether it's, I think it would be probably brunch-ish time.
Love.
Getting some good food, posting everything online to show off and be like, hey, yeah, like we're living it up over here. I would definitely want to post things. I want to make content for sure and like, you know, spread either knowledge or entertainment. And what do you call it? We would probably do something fun throughout the day, either like going to the beach, jet skiing, paddleboarding.
Oh, fun. So like you
hanging
want something
out.
active.
Yeah, definitely something. I can't be like doing something that's not active.
No, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
if you're going to like a destination like Bali.
For sure.
Where I'm like, I'm sorry, there's not much like Wi-Fi and like stuff like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's no way you're going to Bali and like sitting inside watching Netflix.
Yeah, there's no way. Getting some sun, going to the beach, like taking cute pictures in our like summery fits, and then I would say at night we go out somewhere like a little, kind of like a club, but a low key club, like not like a club.
Like maybe like I'm thinking like I don't know why I'm thinking a jazz club, but like that vibe.
Maybe like
Like a
something
very
kind
like
of,
but not like a electric dance like vibe, but
no,
like probably like a
like
very,
either a jazz club or like a tiki hut, like
or like
tropical
a
vibe.
restaurant where people are dancing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So like a restaurant where people are dancing, you get food, and then after we just like go on the dance floor, we dance for a while, and then probably I'd say like 11 or 12 we go back and like chill out, watch like a movie or something, and hang out. Like I just want to be surrounded by my chosen family and have a good time, and I love being out and eating really good food. Like
Ooh,
I
good
feel like
food.
I could be such a foodie. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a foodie for
Yeah.
sure. I like trying everything.
Yes, for sure. I'm posting about it and talking about my thoughts. I love dancing with my friends. When you're with like a safe, comfortable, fun group
Also
of
with friends
people.
that know how to dance.
Like Isaiah. Hello. He knows
Isaiah's
how
one
to
of our
dance.
friends.
Oh my God, he knows
Yeah.
how to break it down.
No,
I'd
Isaiah
always
breaks
say
it down.
Yeah.
No, I hate that people don't dance anymore. That's so
Yeah.
sad. And like people are like embarrassed. I'm like, no, you should dance.
Yeah, definitely.
cool.
It's
I like
really
it.
good exercise.
It's really good exercise. Super, super good.
Always hit my move goal with the dancing. If I ever go out dancing, I'm
Some
hitting my
Just
move
Dance.
goal. Stop.
I'm sorry.
Just Dance is good though.
Just Dance? Oh my
It's
God,
fun.
I would be sweating after like some crazy, like high difficulty Just Dance.
High difficulty. Girl, I'm not doing high
Oh,
difficulty.
girl, no.
I'm literally in a dance club and I'm not that good at dancing.
No, but you were good. Moving on, well, out of everything you've done, what was like the most fulfilling thing? Out of everything you've done, what is the thing that you're like, oh, I'm like super, super happy with that?
Honestly,
Or like the most happy?
going to Bryant University specifically and moving out to somewhere different. That is something that I always had dreamed on and planned on doing, and it was never really scary to me until like the night before, and I realized I was leaving everything I knew at home, even though it was always like an underlying feeling like I know I'm going to be going to somewhere new, that's what I want to do, but it was scary for sure. And conquering that and going to a new place and having people from a whole other place know me and push myself to be known and to be accomplished, that's something I'm proud of. Especially, it's not, I feel like now it's not just going to college, but like just existing there and pushing myself to be the best I can be. Like I'm a freshman who's in a few different clubs, performance clubs that is, actually starting a student organization as a freshman. And there's a few other freshmen on campus, like Jack Brazink. He has his own music. He's been doing this before college. And as a freshman in college, I can't believe that someone is out here professionally producing, writing, and releasing music. And I'm like, wow, that is so astounding. And so sometimes I have to take a step back and look at myself and be like, I am literally creating something by myself, or at least sort of by myself.
No, yeah, but like
So.
everyone needs somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you need a team. Like no one does anything by themselves.
Yeah, but like setting that out and starting it, for sure.
No, yeah.
And pushing myself to be the absolute best. Like I'm on Dean's List and I'm feeling very good about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I'm not sure if I made Dean's List. I don't know. I think I did.
You should have. I'm pretty sure you should have.
I don't
Well,
remember.
I don't know your personal like
I
grades
don't know.
were.
I don't know. But I think I got the email, but like I'm also really bad at checking my university emails. So the dream is probably the shortest part. So now we're at the end. So what's next for Alexandra Marceau? Is there anything you'd like to promote or anything that you're looking forward to?
Well, Pep for sure, and my TikTok page for sure as well.
If you want to drop your TikTok if you want.
Yeah, it's I am Alex Mark not everywhere. It's like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok.
That's mostly everywhere.
And it's just my name, I think, on YouTube, but I don't ever really post there. If people tell me like, oh, you should post on YouTube, girl, I'll do it. If that's what the people want. Follow Pep, or at least the beginnings of Pep, at Bryant VPS AS. Yes, we are expanding and we are trying to get the most traction that we can, and if we can get people that are listening to this podcast to follow and to like and comment and share the posts that we're sending out, because they're all preventive education, trying to get more into like makeup artistry because that's a passion of mine. And then for me, the like preventive education, sexual violence and violence in general prevention as philanthropy, and then trying to do makeup artistry because that has always been a passion of mine. I've always been creative. I've always been artistic. And I'm trying to get into that more, and hopefully that continues to grow and be successful. But those are the two main things. I see posting online and just like being kind of like a creator. I've always wanted to be like an influencer. Always. Yeah, the first time somebody asked me what I wanted to be, I said I wanted to be a singer, and those people are technically influencers. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a YouTuber and stuff like that.
You wanted to be in the public view.
Yeah, always. So something like that for sure.
No, I love it. So if you guys want to follow Alex, I'm going to link all of the platforms here, and you can also find it below in the video. But that's it. Do you want to say bye?
Okay. Bye, dreamers!
Late night girl talks.